Hi, it's Tango Mike here. Today we're going to talk about fishing rods. We're going to talk about the Diawa Arid X series. And I know you've heard of the Arid X reel because it's really popular. But I had no idea that they were making the rods to match them. But I should have, because every time they come out with a new line or every fishing reel, they have a rod to match it, which is kudos for Diawa. So I first saw this rod. I was looking online. And I was like, you know what? I need something that's kind of intermediate, multi-purpose. And I was looking and looking, and I was like, oh, Diawa has another product I have never seen before. So I said, let me get that a try. It looked pretty slick. Ordered it, got it at home. Used it the past summer here, the whole summer. Heat, cold, what have you. And I've used some plastics. I've used cranks. Basically everything you can throw at it, even a rattle trap once or twice. And I tell you what, this is a really sturdy rod. The reason why I'm saying it's sturdy because, well, basically they're saying it's sturdy, and it has braiding X on it. So it's a reinforcement along the whole bottom end, the backbone here as well. So that feature is supposed to make it stronger and prevent blank twists. Now, is it because it has blank twists, or has it eliminated it totally? They don't specify that, but I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't put that out there if it still had blank twists. So basically, I'm going to say it eliminates it totally. I didn't have a problem with it. I set the hook just as fine as any other rod that I had. So I'm going to go into the detail. First and foremost, Diawa is known for the details. The devil is in the details. It's got that gold trim around there, EVA foam blank, which I like. I love it a lot. I like the way it feels. The cork, it stains. I don't like it. I fish for it so much. I'm so glad this came back in style and everybody's on it again. So good to go. You go further up the the rod here, and you'll see it's made with components that are not Fuji. It's made by Crankbait. So I've never heard of the company. All it is a tensioner, a tightener. As long as my rod reel doesn't fall off, I'm good. I could care less who it's made by. But you see it's got a little gloss on there. Maybe even some flake in there. Not sure, but it's really nice. And the good thing about this is an open blank. So when you put your finger under there, I know everybody knows this feature. You can feel the vibration all the way down when you hit rocks or whatnot here. But a lot of rods, they don't have that. And that's the first thing I look for when I go shopping for rods. I look for the tiny details. Moving forward, you'll see that it has a hook keeper. And you ask, why is that so important? Why is that considered a great feature? Well, you don't know how many rods I've bought above the $100 price range that don't even have the common decency to give you a hook keeper. I mean, it's something that's often missed because it's so small and significant to other people that it's often overlooked. And I'm not going to put that on my reel, of course, because I'm not going to damage my reel. So kind of stuck in limbo until you get on the water, and then you go ahead and put your bait on if you're using a speed clip. Anywho, so I'm going to bring that closer so you can see that. Bring it back and show you where that ends. See all that? All that's the reinforcement, and then it kind of stops right here. And this whole blank is coated. It's not flat matte or anything like that. The whole blank is coated. So I mean, if they want to sell these for $47 to $53, hey, get online and get you one. Tackle Warehouse, Academy, everybody's got them, even Walmart. So get out there and grab you one. This is a Arid X, 7 foot. It's going to call it a medium heavy, which is rated as a fast to extra fast heavy, and that's a spot on assessment. And not trying to sell you something, because every company, if I may, they have a different feeling or a different rating to their rods for some reason. Like one company's heavy might be a medium heavy to another company, and so on and so forth. So I went out, I tried this. It feels like my other one, which is identical, different brand, which I'm not going to name today. It's the same rating, same 7 foot, and it feels identical. So I'm going to go ahead and definitely give it that rating of extra fast and heavy, and that would be a correct one. Some cons to this though, some cons, and hear me out when I say this. Great rod, don't get me wrong, but it is not for saltwater. And for all of us East Coast guys, you know for a fact we got brackish water, and we gotta have those rods that can catch a bass and catch a flounder in the same water. So do not take this rod out if you live on any of those coastal cities in Florida, you know, all up in the northern shore, eastern shoreboard. You know, you might not want to use it, and if you use it, just rinse it off real well, and you know, hit me up in the comments and let me know how well it worked for you, because right now I'm landlocked. I'm on the West Coast, nowhere near Cali, and no water, no ocean within maybe 6 hours in all directions. So, aluminum oxide ring guides. Now, this is where you see why it has the price point that it has. Okay. They're not charging you for higher end components when they're not using higher end components. And not saying that these are not quality components, but these are basically aluminum oxide rings. So aluminum, salt water, yeah, you're kind of taking a chance with that if you're not the guy that rinses and takes care of his equipment. Another factor that you might want to look at, it's going to be 8 guides as opposed to 10 or 11 rods of the same caliber and the same in the same market. So you're going to get 8 guides, which is not a deal breaker for me. I mean, it's still a nice rod. I use it for what I use it for, and that's for plastics. You know, if I want to just practice a little bit, I'll take it to the local pond, local park. You know, sometimes you don't want to take your $200 or $300 rod with you to the local. Out on the boat. You don't want to hook the boat up. Sometimes you just want an easy day fishing, just to go fishing and practice casting. So this will be the one that you get tangled up in a tree, hitting a tree. You throw it on the ground when you're taking the hook out of that fish's mouth, and you don't have to worry about anybody stepping on it or taking it when you're not looking because you're using your other rods. So yeah, this will be the one. It's a good price point, friendly on the pockets. Good thing about Diawa and those big names that you come to expect this, they don't just cater to the tournament crowd. They cater to all aspects of life and all of their customers. And you know what? If you can't afford a $100 rod, I mean, that's not a bad thing. That doesn't mean you have to buy a lesser brand or a lesser component-ridden rod. It just means that, you know, you have to buy within your budget, and that's why they make budget rods. So if you're buying from a big-name company like Abu, Shimano, or Diawa, you know you're going to get your money's worth. And if not, if there is any defect, you'll be able to take it back to any counter or send it straight back to the factory, and they'll give you another one. You just pay the shipping. Alright, so I have another rod I'd like to show you as well, and this would be an Ike rod. Mike Iaconelli specifically designed this rod. Now, words that come out of his mouth, it took him 2 years to get it right. And that's with his expectations of what the rod should feel like, how the rod should balance out, what actions will be on the rod. And, you know, I love Abu Garcia, but they're saying it took 5 years, and Ike's saying 2 years. So, I mean, if Ike stands behind this product, he signs his name on it in 3 different places. So, you know, and I bought it. And I thought maybe, you know, I like the color, so I'll give it a try. You know, I don't know how good it's going to be, but definitely, you know, it's not a gimmick rod, because it first debuted back in 2014 or 2015, and it would have been a summer thing if it was one of those type rods just to, you know, gain revenue for the company. And I don't think he would have put his name on something like that. And once I got it on the water, I knew for a fact that he used these rods before he signed his name on these rods, because This is the crankbait model, and there are 21 models, 21 different names in this rod lineup. This is just, I haven't even seen the rest. I've only seen 2 series, which is the delay series and the one I have here, which is the winch series. Now, I don't even know the names of the other ones, but you know, there's a lot of detail that goes into these rods. I'm not talking about aesthetics. We're pretty much talking about the actions in this rod. So, and on another note, this rod, I'm gonna turn around so you can see it. It's supposed to tell you like what series, and here it is. And this is I think first or second generation. So this is gonna say the winch upside down. It's the winch series, if you can see that. There you go. And it tells you right here, you can barcode it, you can hit it up online, but I use a lot of crankbaits, like I said before, and this was perfect for me. And this rod is so light and even and balanced that I even jig with this rod. That's how good this rod is. Let's see. So the newer models, or the other models, they're gonna have what it's specifically designed for right here underneath. That way when you're in the store, all you got to do, you know how they're sitting up straight up and smiling at you when you walk in like a ray of sunshine. So all you got to do is grab it here and basically, okay, I came in here for a frogging rod that says Cinco's and, you know, and skirts, so that won't be the rod for me, and I turn it back and I go to the ones that I need. So, which is a great feature, and all of the manufacturers I've seen, the different companies, they are turning to that, which is very smart, because no one wants to guess what they're buying, and then when they get it home, that's how rod tips break, and people say the rod's no good because, you know, I don't know what I'm using. Alright, so take a look at that color. It goes from purple to dark purple. It even got some green in there. You probably won't see that because it's kind of UV sensitive, but it just sits there and it switches colors, and I love it. So pretty much a bonus on both ends. It's a nice looking rod and it's a nice fishing rod. So another thing, and we're going to talk about it again later too, he also puts never give up, which I don't know if you've ever seen this man fish, but I mean it's a joy to watch, and definitely never give up is that is him all the way. Also, this rod is made of high strain glass, and it's a blend, so it makes the rod a little bit stronger, which is good for me because it bends a lot. That tip, I love it. It's a slow action, and you know, it's a winch series, Tackle Warehouse, Academy, online, Amazon, Bass Pro Shop, you name it, they've got it. Go get it.